Lucas, let's talk about Liverpool. 3-0 over Arsenal. How'd you
Yes.
feel? Give us your analysis.
Yes.
You're very happy.
Liverpool, we're back. We're back. Okay, I won't go ahead of myself because
Well, you can't win the title anymore. You're officially out. I'm sorry to say.
Well, yes, we officially are eliminated from the title. That is a shame for us.
I think we knew City was winning the title like 10 games before that.
But Liverpool were mathematically eliminated before they could even kick the ball off this Saturday. Yeah. But no need to fear because Arsenal were not here.
Waz,
no, they weren't.
Waz, you're giving the thumbs up there. Would you rather Liverpool win the title or would you rather City win the title?
I prefer not to speak.
But going into this match, during the first half we were doing our locker room session, but I was keeping a close eye on it, and what I noticed was Liverpool had a lot of the ball. Arsenal were not being threatening at all, and Liverpool could have scored one. Milner had a good chance where he missed the net. I think he could have done a bit better on that, but put himself into a good position.
It seemed it was a little dead first half. It seemed like Liverpool couldn't really get it going, and then Arsenal just were bad and slow.
A little, yeah. But, of course, we're seeing actual center backs play at center back for Liverpool. We're seeing Fabinho play his more natural role as a number 6 for Liverpool. And I thought it was brilliant to watch. Fabinho so good in that role, man. Like,
yeah, he's
just
showing
everywhere.
Why he's like the best.
Wins
in that
the
role.
ball, intercepting the ball, able to make great passes, touch of class. Like, he had a big involvement for the goal later on, but of course the first goal came from Mr. Diogo Jota. Liverpool not really finding any chances or clear chances as of yet, but they subbed off Robbo, which was a little confusing to the commentators at least. But that meant James Milner would go back to left back, and Liverpool would probably would play more of a 4-2-3-1 type system, kind of. But we saw Alexander-Arnold, who was having a great game at the time, to be fair to him. What a cross to Diogo Jota. Incredible. And Diogo Jota, he's a bit of a small guy, but for a guy his size, he scores a bunch of headers.
You know what? It reminds me of Mane, like last season. Mane was scoring headers like all the time last season, and he's not that big.
Yeah, Jota's probably arguably like your best signing this year. And one of the best signings of the league, so he's had a great impact.
100%.
As soon as he got into that team, he started scoring and creating chances and just being a threat. So it's good for Liverpool considering all the issues they've had this season. It's like a little light in the darkness.
Yeah, considering it's been a bad season for Liverpool, he is 100% the spark or the shining light.
Yeah, and the cross from Trent, of course, Lucas, you said it was fantastic. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Finally, one of his crosses hit someone.
He was having a good game with his crosses. Honestly, I think he had several passes, like not just crosses in the air, but like low-driven passes where he found an opportunity. And unfortunately, Liverpool weren't able to score. But we saw Fabinho. He was receiving the ball. He saw Mo Salah potentially running against Gabriel, so he put a one-time pass in behind. Mo Salah was able to get past Gabriel. Gabriel tried to slide tackle the ball, but the ball still went past him. And Mo Salah, where it looked like he had no right to score, scored.
That's what I really like about Mo Salah. I know a lot of people like to say how he's overrated, underrated, but that's why I really enjoy him as a player, because he finds ways to put the ball in the back of the net. So simply, yet it looks so hard. I don't know. Just the way as soon as he gets in the box, he's a threat, and his finishing is just so. It's fair to say undercover. It's like you don't.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
like he kind of just gets a shot off real quick, and it has a lot of power.
The way he opens up his body, like it's just nice.
I mean, sometimes he just, when he thinks he has a slight look at goal, he shoots right away. There's a point where, like, the ball was coming right to him near the top of the box. He just shot and completely missed the net, which was kind of funny.
For me, Mohamed Salah, he's the ideal winger, everything he does.
I wouldn't say the perfect winger, not ideal winger. I think sometimes he's a bit hesitant when he's, like, facing someone one-on-one and trying to dribble past them. That's my only fault about him. But otherwise, he does a fantastic job for them.
Yeah.
Like, he gets into great positions to score. Sometimes he has bad runs of form, but I mean, Most players
Everyone
aren't
knows.
able to score every single game. But of course, Diogo Jota, he's made it 3-0 with that ball that went to Sadio Mane. But Sadio Mane instead let the ball go, and Diogo Jota smashed it home 3-0. Arsenal embarrassed. I think their first shot came in like the 60-something minute, and it was a shot that went right at Alisson or something like that from Cedric. And of course, a big talking point was that Tierney, he went down with injury, which is not ideal for Arsenal. Of course, Saka and Smith Rowe were missing from this match as well. So
yeah, the youngsters have been a big part of Arsenal's season, and them not being there is a big miss. And then, like you said, Tierney's probably been Arsenal's best player, and yeah, it's really not good.
I know we have some Arsenal fans who listen. There's some people who say, "Why don't you talk about Arsenal enough?" And I think when it comes to Arsenal, this is just like it's one of those moments where it's kind of more of the same that we've seen this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big problem for them is as much as I like the guy, especially at Dortmund, but Aubameyang was not very useful.
No. He's also had a rocky season. He just doesn't look like the same player from last year, the year before.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just due to the fact that maybe he doesn't get that adrenaline from maybe having fans this game. I don't know if that's a dumb excuse, but
I think part of it is maybe he's getting a bit comfortable with the contract he got. I think that's definitely
complacency.
Could be a reason. And
yeah,
I also don't think he's a guy capable of leading a team, like being a captain. I know lots of places on the media are saying that as well, like Sky Sports. I heard Hugh Wizzy talk about that.
He's a great player, but is he should he be the captain for Arsenal? It's like that's.
And I know Liam makes that point all the time. Like they don't have any leaders on line, but it's kind of an overreaction after a 3-0 loss because they've had some alright results throughout the last couple of months.
They've been very inconsistent. I think the West Ham game summarizes that. They were down 3-0 at halftime, then came back and tied it 3-3 by the end.
Yeah,
they can be great sometimes, but there's a lot of points this season where it is a bit dire to watch them.
Yeah, and I think if they can get into the Europa League spot, that's what they're aiming for. Champions League's way too far
they can
out.
still win the Europa League to get into Champions League.
That's my point, and that's where what I was getting with next is I think that's something they just got to focus on right now. Try and win the Europa League.
They can try to focus on that, but if they get past Slavia Praha and Villarreal get past Dinamo Zagreb, we get Unai Emery versus Arsenal.
It'd be crazy.